you today about some fundamentals to scaling with Scrum. So the first rule of scaling with Scrum is that you just do Scrum. So let's talk through some fundamental things for Scrum and scaling with Scrum. First thing, we have one product. Then we must have one product owner. And then we must have, if we have one product and one product owner, we have one product backlog. We may have one to many teams, one definition of done, and one integrated increment. So what does this actually look like when you draw it out? You have one product owner who has one product backlog, one to many teams, one definition of done, or DOD, and one integrated increment. So why do we do it this way? Well, if you have one product owner, they can order one list, which then allows us to visualize dependencies, remove dependencies, allows us to make sure we're working on the highest valuable stuff, and then we have multiple teams that focus on value delivery of each one of these items across this backlog. We have one common definition of done, so that we have one definition of quality that all teams share because they're creating one increment together, and we want that quality to be shared throughout the whole entire product that they're creating. We create one increment because then we know we actually have something that's done that works. The building block, the fundamental, the game changer within Scrum is this integrated increment. And so we need to continually do this as often as we can, have an integrated increment that comes out of this. What some people like to do is when they try to scale, is they'll do one product owner, a backlog, one team, a product owner, a backlog, a team, a product owner, a backlog, a team, and so on. They'll keep adding more and more in those cases. What we want to do up here is scale delivery. So how we deliver the work. Down here what we're doing is we're scaling demand. So the demand of the work. What often happens is the same amount of work, same piece of work to actually deliver something to our customers is here, here, and up here in this backlog. And so to actually deliver it takes a long period of time. Also, you have people that there's no one to really make a concise decision, so decision making is very slow in this area. So we can't respond to change very quickly. And because we're adding more and more demand, more and more backlogs, we're getting more and more specialty. By adding more and more specialty, we're actually removing agility. Specialty is really the enemy of agility. So this is some basic concepts when we talk about scaling. But one of the next questions I always get when we talk about scaling is, well, how do you actually do this? Like, how do the events flow and play out in this? So I have a nice little drawing here that kind of demonstrates that. So the teams get together for the first part of sprint planning. They select the work. This usually is delegates that are doing this from the different development teams down here. Selecting the work, bringing that back to each of their teams, figuring out how they're going to do the work. A lot of times that includes tasking. If we find out that Team A and Team B are going to work very closely this sprint, maybe they do some sprint planning together to figure out their dependencies. Once sprint planning is done, we have a good plan. We start sprinting and we have a daily scrum. The first daily scrum of the day is going to be with delegates from all the teams to talk about larger things that are going on, integration issues, things that are getting in our way from a dependency standpoint. Then they'll bring that to each of the individual daily scrums. Each team has their own individual daily scrum, and they'll figure out their plan for the day. Refinement kind of happens in the same way as well, where there's a delegate-based refinement, and then there's an individual team refinement. So you do both of those so that you can make sure you're removing dependencies, splitting the work, and taking more of a holistic approach to the work. You have one sprint review. We're showing that one integrated increment because you really have one product, right? So all these things kind of flow together. Then after the sprint review, you have a retrospective with delegates from all the teams, thinking about those larger, bigger things that apply to the whole entire, to all the teams within this this portfolio or within this product. Then you have individual sprint retrospectives, where you're talking things that are more team-based. And then a final larger retrospective with delegates, again, to kind of make sure that all the things that were addressed in the first one got taken care of, and that we have action items of how we're going to continuously improve in the future. So in summary, this is some of the fundamentals of how you scale Scrum.